Hi everyone, Becca here. I am going live on Facebook and Instagram for day 11 of telling my story. I've been going live every day and I've committed to 30 days of just sharing various parts of my story and how they sort of tie into the work that I do now. Mainly because I want to show that side, show that experience, the part that I didn't talk about, the part that I don't post about, those types of things that oftentimes when we are in our feelings of shame and guilt and bleh about ourselves, we feel very isolated. And if we see someone who's done the work, who is living the life that we want or has healed that part, sometimes we see that as impossible. Like that can happen for that person, but it can't happen for me. So I just wanted to share like that background of my experience. So for those of you who don't know, I grew up dieting. And really tied to that was my weight and my size and not liking the body that I was in because of it. And so I started dieting when I was 7 and dieted until I was 27. The entire time, experiencing it is really hard. If you've ever dieted, which is probably a lot of you, you probably have experienced how hard it is. You have to make a lot of choices and eat things that you don't want to do. You can't fully experience the moment because you're off somewhere else thinking about the food that you don't or do get. It just impacts a lot of different places and it's hard. It's hard. Um, I remember seeing something on Pinterest or like a meme or something that said, being fat is hard and so is the diet. So choose your hard. No. Dieting is hard for sure, but being fat isn't actually hard. In my experience, is what was hard was the story that came behind the fat. I'm fat and living with that shame and living with that I'm worthless feeling. Yeah, that's really hard. Since transforming that, since going through that work and now coming back into my body and loving it fully, it's not hard to be fat. So that was BS. But I grew up believing that to be true. I was experiencing being fat as hard because that was a story behind it. Like, I'm disgusting, I'm worthless, no one's ever going to love me, yada, 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 yada. That was really hard. Dieting was also really hard. So that was just kind of ingrained in me that life is supposed to be hard. One of my mom's favorite sayings is, life's hard and then you die. And so I was getting it from a lot of different angles. Now I see that life isn't meant to be hard. I grew up experiencing life as hard through diets, through, school. School was hard, especially like the further in school that I went. Teaching math in New York City was hard. I worked really hard. I got comfortable working really hard. It was like easy for me to work hard, as weird as that sounds. And I also got a lot of self-worth through it being hard. So like if my day was really hard, then I could come home and complain about it and people would feel bad for me or be like, wow, you powered through, like you are so strong, like I felt like I needed the story of it to be hard in order to have people proud of me or, really prove myself to them. So since doing my work around that and kind of looking at that for what it is, and also leaving teaching, becoming my own boss, I'm experiencing now what it is like when life is easy. Which, you might be thinking like, oh, life is easy. That would be great. That's the ideal. But for me, because I lived so long experiencing life as really hard and believing that to be true and believing that that's where I got a lot of my self-worth, then experiencing life with ease was actually really, really hard for me. It still is. I'm still learning how to let it be easy. And so I just kind of compare the two, contrast, I guess, maybe, but just looking at those two things, when life is hard, it feels kind of like, ugh, like it's just crunchy. It's like we're stressed out, we're moving through life, everything sucks, everything's out to get us. Life is really hard. Versus life is meant to be easy, where it feels like, oh, I'm kind of relaxed a little bit, or I'm not really struggling throughout the day. And even my struggles, I'm finding them with ease. Like it's, you feel that differently in your body, which I think is huge. Dis-ease, not in ease, hard. And so letting that be my experience has been the hard part. And it's weird because it seems like, that's why I left teaching. That's why I wanted to experience life that way, is because I wanted to feel the ease. And then at first it was like when it felt really easy when I slept in and kind of was taking it easy. That then caused me to be like, oh my God. All of my training before that was life is meant to be hard. Life's hard, then you die. That was kind of my mindset. And so if I wasn't experiencing life that way, then I was thinking that I was doing something wrong because my beliefs in that didn't match up. But holy crap, when I can let it be easy, when life is meant to be easy, when I can see the ease in it, it makes a world of difference. Like I float through my life with that feeling. It's really beautiful. So that is part of how I help people now. I teach meditation and yoga, and so there's a lot of ways to find ease in that. So if you want one of those, if you're in St. Louis and want a private session or want to know more about my classes, let me know. But I also, just remind people that this is how we can see life, that we can let it be easy and what that means. So there are a lot of different ways to experience that. I have a newsletter that's coming out this month, so that's coming out in a couple of days. So if you want that, send me an email, or I'm going to drop the link in the comments of how to subscribe. And I'm also coming out with an online course, which is super exciting. It's all going to be online. You can do it in your bed, at a coffee shop, wherever you want, at your own time. So that is a really low investment, low commitment way to start finding ease in your life. And if you're ready to jump in, I have a virtual group starting this winter, this January. So if you are looking to find more ease in your life, there are a lot of different ways that you can get on that train. Trust me, life is way more fun when it's easy. Really, really, really. So I hope you are finding ease this Saturday. I love weekends. Just like the energy of ease comes with, there's a collective piece of that. Everybody's kind of experiencing that. So even if you're working, I hope that you find ease. Let it be easy today. What would that feel like? Sending out tons of love.